I've actually got something to say. I've got something to say about memory, but I'll, yeah.
But you forgot about it?
No, it's been playing this whole time. But I've got basically one of the background melodies playing, but we'll get the theme running. And Voarcel is an interesting place when it comes to memory, isn't it? Such a fickle, funny thing. The things that you forget.
Yeah.
Also, guys, I'm still here.
Very awesome.
Yeah, so since I believe a slightly informal start, because for those of you who follow me on social media would know that I'm in the mood for something a bit informal today because the world's on fire as ever. But I'm feeling fine and I want to roll some dice and ruin some lives.
The game is still paused. So.
It's nice to be thought of.
I'm game for that, Devillo. I can facilitate that.
I'm sure you can. But yes, last time when we left off in the wonderful, wonderful world of Voarcel, where nothing bad ever happens, there are no mysterious communities of 3 people plus going around adjusting memories. There is nothing in the sun. There is nothing lurking in the shadows below your very feet. And there is nothing on the second floor. Indeed, there is no second floor.
Did you just say there's nothing in the sun?
Something in the sun.
Poppycock.
But anyway, last time, Mr. Tahu, our Kenku with telepathy, you had an interesting conversation with Keith, the barman from the Tarditile Tavern. What little you do remember, because of course you seem to have forgotten something, some gaps with some very good smoke. You were having a bit of a tour of the area. He laid his cards out on the table and explained that the whole Bard's College thing is kind of a front for the Thieves Guild of the city, or at least one of them. However, a lot of people have kind of jumped ship since Professor Cleus, the head of the guild, was unfortunately killed in the bombing, which you guys have dealt with in regards to the people who were behind that. You also, Seedie was able to supply the party with a little bit of silver. Because Wex and Icarus were having a conversation about making some holy ammunition to deal with their unholy foe lurking in the shadows below, doing who knows what. So, I do believe as well also Graz and Jurnis went out for a little bit of shopping. Graz has a new outfit. Again, the DM has not had a chance to really draw anything because the world's on fire.
Yes.
So, was that everything? Oh, yes, and of course, I'm so sorry. Aang, the Tabaxi, went to his quote-unquote temple/piano bar known as the Golden Maiden. And they met with their former master, who was acting as part of the security detail /envoy for a very, very famous person in his religion, Lady Eliath Tarofe, the wife of Dr. Eli Cathal, the lunatic, who was planning to genetically graft wings onto Jurnis before Chemise ruined everything. Now this somewhat diminutive but very, very influential woman has now declared war on Chemise and is willing to back the party in whatever way she can. She also specifically wished to have a chat with Sir Icrius, the Phoenix of Yabal Hari. So, I believe the party, most of you guys were over at the tavern. You were getting ready to take it easy and have a restful evening while Sir Icrius was actually planning to head over to the... Don't mind me. He was planning on heading over to the Golden Maiden. Now, if memory serves, Mr. Rex Greenstride was thinking of joining him. Is that correct?
He's following. Yep.
Aang, are you? Oh yeah, and as well, the most important thing that happened, a little gift from an old friend. Glorthadero gifted Fowlin, the puppuccino, a pair of well, not a pair, a set of little dog booties, and they got little paw pads on them. And so Dog is now currently on the ceiling of the Tardy Tile Tavern. Keith looks a little bit confused, but he's seen weirder things. And I believe that is that. So unless anybody has anything they wish to do in the tavern, we're going to head over to the Golden Maiden. Now, I have a question. Aang,
Yes.
are you joining Icarus and Mr. Greenstride? Are you their guide for
I
this?
should hope so. Icarus doesn't know the way.
Yeah, Icarus is a good... he's a good Christian boy. He doesn't know anything about these...
honestly, that statement could not be more accurate.
It's true.
So...
Considering what the Christians have done, holy shit. Anyways, moving on to D&D.
Also, I love how you're just putting up with my shenanigans on the screen there.
You wouldn't leave me alone.
To be fair, I did not have that screen up, so I did not see it. But I can't wait until I go back to the screen later on and I see the chaos that you lot have wrought.
It's amazing how anyone actually plays D&D with the Foundry because they're too busy like dicking around with their cursors.
That's so much fun though. I'm gonna get you.
That's basically what I was doing on the front screen. Anybody who moved, I chased them.
Yeah.
Because I am 5.
Cat rules.
Meow.
Oh, I needed this. So, we find ourselves at the Tardy Tyro... No, we don't. We find ourselves... I know what I'm doing. We find ourselves here at the Golden Maiden. Now, on the way down, Aang, is there anything you wish to explain to Icarus or Skullface in regards to what they can expect?
Yeah, Aang's gonna quickly brief them about, okay, yeah, this is my religion, expect a lot of passionate hugging and other passionate hugging things.
All good in the best possible taste. Yeah, to clarify, because I didn't get much of a chance earlier, the way things work is, it's basically a very, very classy, brothel. It does have its own, downstairs section, which is more for the public. There is a rather large half-orc bouncer that double checks people going in, and there is just general food and drink and waiters and this, that and the other. But the private rooms upstairs are rented. There is no hanky-panky downstairs, although there are, as you wander around, various people sat on other people's laps, drinking, laughing, have a good time. But no staff doing that, to clarify. These are more... it's more of a gentleman's club. Yeah, very classy hotel.
I would also scold Icarus. Aang would also scold Icarus to be on his best behavior.
Oh, please, it's not as if you're taking me to a brothel. You're not taking me to a brothel, are you, Aang?
And you come through the door, you look at the outside, you go through, and you see the scene as I have laid before you.
Bloody hell.
Passionate hugging, you say?
Yes.
That's one way to describe it.
Now, Skullface, you can join us, or you can hang back. But Icarus, if you'll come with me.
Skullface kind of just has a blank expression on his eyes, just blank. He just follows.
This is not going to end well. And he walks them both up to the High Priestess, gives her a respectful bow.
Okay, I would say this. Lady Eliath at the moment, she is not currently in a public space. As you look around, she seems to not be on the floor. But I would say that Ruth, I'm sorry, we called her Ruby, didn't we? The halfling matron of the temple, she notices you and walks over. Hello, Sang. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, where is the High Priestess? I have matches with her.
Oh, she's in one of the private rooms. I don't think she's entertaining anyone at the moment. But her guardian's outside the door. You know, you won't be able to miss him. He's just, first one down the road. She points you to the direction, and you do see the half-elven gentleman with the short sword. Actually, I apologize. Two short swords, arms folded, eyes down the corridor. Recognizes you, gives you a nod.
Yes, I'm here with the person, the High Priestess. Required her wanted to meet.
Yes, no problem. Just bear with me one moment, please. He knocks on the door respectfully and makes his way inside. About a minute or so passes before he makes his way out. Her ladyship will see you. Are you both coming in?
As I understand it, the lady wanted to speak with me personally.
Yeah, Lady Eliath only wishes to see the Phoenix. I'm assuming he points to Icarus. I'm assuming that's you.
That would be me, Sir Icrius the Phoenix of Yabalhuri.
Okay. If you two, he points to Aang and Skullface, you just want to, hang back for a little bit, enjoy the facilities, have a drink or something. I don't think she plans on being too long. She just wanted a private chat, a religious thing.
Yeah, I could use a drink right now.
Yeah, so we'll go back and wait at the bar for you. And as Aang passes Icarus, I swear to God, if you do anything or embarrass us in any way.
Roll me an intimidation check, please, sir.
1 second.
Yeah.
Intimidation.
You know what, Aang? You feel very confident that you have told this fellow what for. He's not going to put a toe out of line. So, you two head off to the bar. Meanwhile, Sir Icarus, this half-elven gentleman, he's going to step to the side, and yes, I can see the eyes. I'm ignoring them. And let's just get the music changed ever so slightly. So, you step inside this private chamber. Let me get us over to the correct one. Oh, no, you two aren't in here. Boop. And a boop. So, you enter this small private booth, and sitting at the other end of this room is a pale-skinned elven woman, long platinum blonde hair. Good. By the way, sorry, I don't know if that's being picked up over the microphone, but that is one of the loudest freaking radios ever.
We didn't hear nothing.
Okay, never mind. Sorry. So, sitting across from you is this pale, blonde-haired elven woman. Beautiful white flowing dress, bless you, with various it's part cocktail dress, part religious gown. You see a pendant with gold, dancing figure. She has various rings and amulets, a choker, an ankle bracelet. She's barefoot, reclining on the couch. She gives you a warm smile and pats the space next to her. You would be Sir Icrius, the Phoenix, that is correct?
That would be me, Lady Elioth, I presume.
You presume correctly. Normally I don't appreciate men presuming, but in your case I'll make an exception.
Thank you, it's much appreciated. I'm still learning a lot of the local area, people, and the many strange customs. And he'll actually go over and sit down next to her, as indicated.
Well, first of all, I'm not actually a local. I'm from the Crux to the far north, the island of Shakram. That's actually where Ranmus is from too. Didn't realize it at the time when I picked him up, but we've been having interesting conversation about the old country. I travel quite a bit, you see, because of my work.
Dennis?
Yes.
How far north is this? Is this further north than Jabal Hari?
This is... Jabal Hari is built into the mountains which take up the center mass of the continent that you guys are on, which is called the Crux. She is from the second smaller continent that's immediately north, called Shakram. So she's basically from a different continent. It's the equivalent. Basically, it's the difference is the difference between, I guess, England and Ireland.
I gotcha. Well, it's nice to know I'm not the only one new to the area, though you seem to be taken to it rather well. I feel like a fish out of water.
I must admit, when my husband said he was going to try and spend some time here working, I was a little concerned. The Spectral Coast is supposed to be crawling with undead, and I do know this is one of the few cities on this continent that even allows them to go out and about. I'm not really seen any yet, but between you and me, I know you being a paladin of the Asepsis faith, I do think that we can agree that undeath is a concern.
Oh, most definitely. It's safe to say it's unnatural. The reason you haven't seen any is because they're all holed into their own little district. The Grey Court, I believe.
Yes, I've made efforts to avoid it where I can.
I'm forbidden from even going anywhere near it.
Truth be told, from what I've been hearing, I'm surprised you're even allowed in the city.
Yeah.
There was some recent trouble.
One of my faith stirred up trouble, and then a bunch of pretenders set off a bomb.
Indeed. I will be honest with you, Sir Icrius. I'm aware of you personally from your reputation outside of this city. I actually spoke to your queen one time. Not to get your hopes up, she didn't talk about you personally, but you do have a reputation in the court.
Frankly, I'm just glad that someone knows me at all in this area.
Yeah, the spectral coast can be a little cold and a little unfriendly, but don't you worry. If you ever want to find yourself in a more interesting environment, there's always room in my venue. I could always have a chat with Turgus about it.
Perhaps some other time. I'm certainly interested by your offer, but I believe we have more pressing matters to attend to in the immediate future.
We do. We truly do, yes. I admit I was getting a little bit frustrated earlier with poor Master Aang. In regards to the individual who has ruined my husband's work, killed someone very close to him. I didn't actually get on that well with Miss Smith. I could tell she was a little bit jealous of the relationship my husband and I have, but I was willing to let them have their own little thing. But no, disagreement or not, nobody deserves what happened to her. At least nobody except that vicious creature. Chemise Mills, is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Deceitful creature.
Now, since my husband told me about her, I've been spending some time doing some research. What do you know about where she comes from?
Not terribly much. As I understand it, she basically worked in a salt mine and was a slave.
Well, I have been doing a little bit of digging. One of the benefits of, well, being me, is that many people owe me favors, and I have many people in many places who can tell me things. A woman matching her description has been seen popping up all over the continent and beyond over the past year or so. People tend to go missing around her.
Yes, I imagine she had to feed to sustain her form.
Most recently, there was an individual in the town of Abrada, one of the bar owners. They discovered his body, I believe, a day after you all left. I hope this was not someone you were friendly with. I apologize if that upsets you.
No, not at all. It's just infuriating that she had her wicked way right under her nose. I was suspicious of her from the start, but no matter what I could do, I couldn't get anything definite.
In my research, she has not just been killing for food. Eliath pulls out this, basically it's a large leather-bound folio. It looks fairly recent, and it's not completely filled in. However, you can see there's about 20 to 30 pages worth of notes, and basically it's like a scrapbook almost, or as she opens it up, you see maps, you see hastily scribbled notes in different hands. This is everything that I've been able to gather so far in regards to her from my friends. Now, while we don't know the exact town she was from, chances are it's something so small it wasn't even on a map, One of the places that she went to before coming here is of concern to me. And she passes you over a map, and it's of the larger landmass that you live on, the Crux, the different continents around it.
Mm.
You see, over here, this is the continent of Takanai, where the Dragonborns and the Goblins are from. Apparently, there was an archaeological dig that the Antiquan Society was trying to put together, and one of the people that they hired for it killed the rest of their group. There weren't any survivors, but fortunately, we were able to put two and two together, and we think that's where she was before she came here.
That would check out. She did present herself as an archaeologist.
Indeed. What? I'm getting ahead of myself.
Considering we both want her dead, or as close to dead as she can get, I don't blame you.
Dead. Deader than dead, I assure you. But no, I was gonna get a little ahead of myself there. Sir Icrius, what do you know about the Night Mother? And she just fits you with a very intense look.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know the Night Mother holds some sway with the people down below in Neloyan and perhaps deeper still. She has visited me a couple times now.
Okay. Give me an insight check, would you please?
Mm-hmm. 11.
There's a tightening of the eyes slightly, a twitch of an eyebrow, but other than that, the elven woman before you is completely unreadable.
Is there a problem?
Well, let me put it to you this way, my friend. I don't know about you, but even as a high priestess for a deity, the gods don't just talk to people.
Oh, I agree. It's very strange. It's just a very strange affair, through and through. She's alarmingly casual.
You also might want to be careful who you're telling that. People will either think you're crazy or think you're a threat. And either way, they would try and get rid of you.
I understand that, but I figured as one holy person to another, especially since we are of like minds in the situation, that you'd be one I could trust.
While I am flattered and appreciative of that, I would temper you with caution, my friend. And her eyes turn black as she sort of pulls part of her dress to the side a little. No, not in that way, the other way. And underneath one of the folds of fabric is it's almost like a black jewel. It's this odd-looking construction. It's almost like a swirling galaxy. It's like made of obsidian, and it's set into it are a bunch of different coloured gems. Looking at it, it reminds you a little bit of the brief instances where you've gazed upon the Night Mother and the Sea of Eyes hidden within the form. She gives you a little
seems
smile.
you have some business with her as well.
Well, I have many husbands. Is it so strange that I have many gods too?
Well, to each their own. It's fair enough.
She spoke to me recently.
Oh.
Not the first time, but rest assured, it is not a common thing. So you casually mentioning that a god spoke to you, you need to be careful.
Of course.
The eyes, the blackness, dissipates, and she, her eyes return to normal as she continues. But yes, in essence, she wanted me to give you this in person, keep an eye on you, also give you an education, shall we say.
What kind of education? You've already provided plenty of research.
She gives
More
you
than
a
I could
playful
ever
grin. Go on, Kubur.
Oh. Well, he gets very bashful immediately. Like the casual tone of this serious conversation just kind of disintegrates as he he gets all poofy. He gets.
Oh my
poofy.
gosh! Yes, I can see it. It's like all the feathers just like. I love it. She grins.
Like
I'm
owl, like
sorry.
poofy.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be awesome.
adorable.
Yeah.
Heck yes. I'm sorry, you were too adorable. I couldn't resist. That's not why she sent me. Again, the Night Mother and the Golden Maiden are two very different deities, and I serve them in two very different ways. But no. The Night Mother wanted me to educate you on how best to hide who you are.
It was distressing enough when I had to hide my affiliation with sepsis. Now I have to hide this boon as well.
Of course.
I understand. I understand. But it's just terrible that we have to hide what should be wonderful things.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But, Icarus, you've traveled around a little. You've been to a few places. You've spoken at various courts. You've met with some influential people in your time. Is that not true?
That's true, yes.
Now, you've also spoken to, I assume, different leaders of faith in the past. People of, different religions, different faiths. You've seen divine magic being cast by all manner of sorts.
Oh yes, oh yes, of course. It's not always been well, sometimes it's been a bit terse and tense, but we've managed to make things work.
Now, have you ever in your days seen someone like you?
I don't even think I need to make a religion say that the answer is hell no.
Hell no. Hell no.
No, not at all. This, as far as I know, this is unprecedented.
As far as you know. And as she's talking, instead of blackness, the eyes begin to glow a radiant golden glow. The bright white wings begin to glow as well, and it's like a radiant fire. You feel the heat coming off her. She is exactly as you are.
Oh.
As
well,
I said.
You are just full of surprises, Lady Elliot.
Oh, honey, you have no idea. Well, No, maybe you have some idea now, I guess. We who are touched by divinity itself, who are charged with fulfilling their goals, we need to be careful. Because the reason you never see people like us out there is because they would not accept it. If you went back to your kingdom right now looking like this, half of them would run screaming, the other half would try to burn you at the stake, and you know that that's the truth.
Yeah. Icarus looks distinctly uncomfortable for a moment. Old wounds, as I'm sure the DM knows. He's quiet for a few more moments, and he just slowly starts nodding. When you put it like that, I can most definitely see where you're coming from. I'll keep what you say in mind. As someone more experienced in these affairs than I, your guidance is appreciated.
That's what I do. In every way. I take young, inexperienced people and I show them how to be in the world. But innuendo aside, I would appreciate it if everything that transpired in this room stayed between us and us alone.
My beak is sealed.
Good boy. She lowers the intensity of her radiant form a little bit. Now, do you have any questions? Anything that you've needed answers to?
No, I think you've been more than informative. Like, for the first time since coming here, I feel like someone has offered the right help.
Well, as I said, I'm not from here, and between you and me, I cannot stand this place.
Oh,
feel
God.
it's wrong.
Same. I get the distinct feeling it's actually cursed. Like the entire city.
Oh, it ain't the city.
It's just not normal. Nothing about this is normal. But everyone here is so used to it, they think it is. They're
It ain't
conditioned
the
to accept
city.
horror.
It's the coast. They call this the spectral coast for a reason. Everything along this side of the shore is just tainted.
Well, I just hope it's not contagious.
Well, now I want to leave even more. But we have work to do, and as I say, she taps the ledger, the journal in front of her, and passes it over to you. In there is everything that I know about Miss Chemise Mill, Salt Farmer, and Murderer. The reason I brought up Tai Kanai before explaining about my connection to the Night Mother. Tai Kanai is what we would consider the source of the Night Mother's faith. Originally, it was a dragonborn religion, branched out and spread across the world. That is where it began, and she is someone who likes to ensure things that are buried stay buried. So if Chemise is looking to uncover something dangerous, there might be something in there that can be of use. The Night Mother said that you should have that task, and so I, her emissary, officially leave it to you.
Well, It's in good hands, I assure you. I'll get what you
believe that.
seek. As well as what we both seek.
Oh,
Chemise's head on a platter, if there's a head left.
She gives you a very big. While you've been talking to this woman, she does have this very calm, if intense, look to her. But whenever you mention like Chemise's head on a platter, there's the calmness sort of slips a little, and there's more of like an almost like feral fury there. It's like, oh, please let there be a head. I will be very, very appreciative if I could have her head.
Oh, I'll do my
I've
best.
got plans. Now, we have a little under an hour. Is there anything else that I can do for you? I believe our business with Habine herself is concluded. Perhaps you could be tempted to join the Golden Maiden as well. I'm joking.
That's, I have to ask. Was your offer of education, despite being intended as a joke, sincere?
She gives you a very, not a intense look, more a serious one. And she straightens herself up a little bit, pushes down her dress slightly and looks at you. I take my work very seriously. I do. And if you are looking for an experience, something that you will never forget, something that will inspire you and help you through your day, then rest assured I am absolutely serious.
I am about to venture down into the darkest depths of our world to slay an evil that threatens to destroy all things. And up till now, I felt like the only person who's really been taking it seriously. I am very highly strung, and I would like to relax. I would like to experience something new, and I would like to feel what it is to be alive before I could very much die. Not that I'm going to let that happen, of course.
Let's be fair, none of us do. But yeah. Well, Phoenix of Yabal Hari, let me show you. Yeah, sure, why not? Let me show you how I helped Her Majesty relax last time I met her. And we will cut to there, I think.
I can't believe I did that to him.
No. That was fantastic.
Great scene, poor Burb.
Yes.
I'll be good for him.
But he's an innocent lad.
It's okay, he's in good hands. He's a very experienced teacher.
Yeah, for clarification, this is basically the Voarcel equivalent of the Ruby of the Sea.
Yeah!
She is internationally it's not just Wildmount. Basically, there are people from different continents that want to try and track this lady down.
She's the best lay ever.
Well, she thinks she is anyway. So, meanwhile, oh my gosh, I just realized something. 1 second. So, this entire time we were doing this is what I've been looking at. I had a whole separate scene set up. And it's like I had, gosh darn it, and here, I had the old Ranmus token from like 3 years ago, and everything. Gosh freaking darn it. Okay, anyway, yes. So I'm like, okay, well now we go back to the piano bar.
Dennis.
Yo.
For future reference, if players aren't vandalizing your maps, they're probably not on it.
You know?
Yep.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
yes. So,
The censorship goblins are working hard.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
Now, are they covering her, or are they trying to remove?
Well, obviously she's too
Yes.
hot, so they're fanning her to cool her down.
Ah, that's another interpretation.
I'm not
see,
gonna lie,
I see.
the fanning was what I
Move your
pictured.
token there. I see, move your token there.
Anyway, so Aang, Skullface, what are your passive perceptions? I believe it's around 15 or so, yeah?
Yes, I'll say that.
14.
14. Okay, well, in that case, it's going to be... no, we don't want the Temple of Healing. Let's get the piano bar back. So, meanwhile, back in the foyer of the Golden Maiden, I would say that it's Skullface. As you're looking around the various waiters and everything, you notice a familiar dwarven girl, young woman, I should say, serving drinks to a fairly wealthy-looking elven gentleman. You've seen her once or twice around the Tardy Tyro. Looks like she's one of the people who jumped ship recently. While that's going on, is there anything that you two wish to discuss?
I feel a disturbance in the force.
Skullface is already up to his second whiskey by this point.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution.
Oh, it's got a great burn. yeah. Great burn to the throat. It's nice and distracting. You've got this beautiful, warm, tingly feeling down your fingers and arms. Your face has this, warmth to it that it's not had for a while. You are surrounded by laughing, chatting people. But for the moment, you're keeping it together. So the question is Skullface enjoying his whiskey, or is he freaking the fuck out?
He's enjoying it, but partly because he's staying calm, partly because he's anaesthetized at this point.
Mm-hmm. There you go. It's a nice place. So I would say you spend a good chunk of time people watching. There's all kinds of people here. Give me an investigation check, if you'd be so kind.
Okay.
Okay. I would have said disadvantage because of the alcohol, but no, yeah. With a 10, there's all kinds of people here. While a lot of them do seem to be fairly well dressed, you do see the occasional. Not so much workers, like laborers or anything, but lower middle class people. They've just they've dressed themselves up and everything. They look like they're making the effort. Yeah. It does seem to be a fairly friendly place. Eventually, you do. I would say, unless there is anything that you guys are doing, I would say, let's call it an hour and a half, Sir Icrius.
Yeah.
Would you please give me a performance check and a Constitution saving throw?
I will
alright,
do that.
Icky.
Skullface is taking another drink.
Now, Icky, there's no shame if these rolls are poor. It's your first time.
Only
But
an
I hope
hour.
for the best.
I was gonna say only in an hour and a half. Wow,
Oh.
you really can't keep up with the High Priestess, can you?
Okay. That is. He. Well, you have a lot to learn, but she appreciates your stamina, shall we say?
Aw. That's fine.
And I
About as
would
good as I
say,
could expect.
What are we doing out there anyway?
Oh, if only you knew.
Any response to that, Aang?
I feel a disturbance on the force.
Meanwhile, from somewhere upstairs.
It's probably accurate.
You guys look in the player chat and the Dice&Dolts chat immediately.
Wait,
I did that way before.
wait.
Yes. And if we're gonna make that canon, Aang just like puts his hands in his. Oh.
I would say you do see everyone in the bar sort of looks around, goes back to the drinks. So I'd say what a good 15 to 20 minutes after that, these three individuals head out into the foyer. You do notice that. So this is the first time you've seen her, Skullface. There's this beautiful elven woman, blonde hair and giant white wings. Instantly, there are people trying to swarm around her. Various, patrons of the tavern, wealthy-looking individuals, trying to get in a conversation with her. The half-elven gentleman next to her, keeping people away from touching her so much, but he's basically standing behind her, to her side, waiting for her commands. And on the other hand, linked by the arm, looking, one would assume, bright red despite the black feathers.
Yes.
And
I'm just going to say we were ahead of this particular still of Elmer Fudd from one of the Rabbit Season, Duck Season cartoons. So he just has a smile on his face and he shoots Daffy in the face.
You're right.
I can never find that bloody clip.
So they're basically, let's just say that this is kind of the layout for this particular group here.
Skullface, as Elliot approaches, Skullface removes his hat.
The half-elven gentleman whispers something into her ear, and she looks over to both Aang and Skullface. You are two of the associates for Sir Icrius. Is that correct?
That is correct, madam. I'm Aang's partner, the Wardens.
Oh yes, I believe Ruth was explaining how Master Aang has been working with the Wardens to help protect the city. We do appreciate that. We appreciate you keeping an eye on him for us, Mr.
Greenstride.
Mr. Greenstride, yes. Well, thank you for the politeness. I return to you, Sir Icrius. She basically takes I'm assuming still a little shell-shocked, Arrocakra's arm gently from hers, kisses the hand, gives you a little nod, and very gently but firmly pushes you off to Skullface and Aang.
You ever see that meme where it's like, this one's my favourite, it's always so calm, and I looked at the screen, it's got these massive eyes.
Yeah.
That's the expression I picture on Icarus right now.
Pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Skullface just looks to the bar and orders a whiskey quick. And as soon as it arrives, he puts it in Icarus's hand.
Oh, Icarus, what did you do?
Okay, I would say this just because I can. As you murmur that, she looks over her shoulder and says to you, I think it's pretty obvious who he did. She just
Yes,
goes over to a retinue.
I'm sorry?
Yes, my lady.
You had your chance.
Skullface just looks at Aang and then to Icrius.
Just give me a moment. Give me a moment, gentlemen. And he downs the entire shot.
Let Aang get some of that elf booty.
Oh, he'll get his turn, I'm sure.
Do I need to make a con save for one shot, or am I good?
Are you having one shot though? Really?
I don't know. I think your blood's run a bit thin right now.
No, I'm not having one. I'm having as many as I can get. Let's just say enough for at least one con roll, shall we?
Yes, please. With disadvantage, I think, because again, you're a little lightheaded.
Don't get drunk. Don't get drunk, Icarus, because you're gonna be like, and I told them she was a murderer, but they didn't listen.
So, and she's like the leader of your religion, yeah?
And she's a very lovely lady.
Yes. And Aang's just nodding. At least she's happy.
Yeah.
So am I. She made a kind offer to provide me with an education to make up for lost time, and seeing as how we could all very much die in the next couple of days, you've got to live, haven't you, gentlemen?
Skullface also another whiskey.
So,
the biggest, strongest stuff you have, bartender.
Yeah, I need something that will really jolt my bones right now, so...
I would say at this point, just for the fun of it, Gale actually is the one handing out the drinks, and she looks over to the three of you with a bit of a cheeky grin. Good night so far, was it?
Very good night. They're just jealous.
I'll bet they are.
Icrius, I'm a married man, remember?
I would say that Gale sort of looks at you for a moment. Hang on. Quick question. Was your wife a singer?
Yes, she was known as the Jade Songbird back in Grimscar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw her perform once. Well, I say once. I mean, once or twice. She visited the boss a while back. Was looking for a job. You know, up the top side.
Yeah, that's kind of why I moved up here. We were hoping she'd start teaching singing at the Bard's College.
Yeah. Oh, so she was your wife? Oh, she was good. She was good. Wow. Sorry to hear about what happened. Beautiful voice. I've never heard anything like it. I can't sing myself. I'm a little tone deaf. I mean, I'm not much of a performer, shall we say.
I appreciate it. Myrene was... She had a unique talent.
Yeah. But now, I mean, you gotta go on living, don't you? You say you're married, but, I mean, not to be cruel, but she's been gone a while, son.
That's like a year. It's, you know, it's I've got my daughters to look after, and
She raises her eyebrow and passes you another shot. And yet you're here, having a drink in a very sinful place with a lot of very sinful people. She looks over to Aang and Icarus with a grin.
well, I'm kind of here on city business, so
Really?
I'm looking after
Are
Aang.
you sure? I'm pretty sure you're here to make sure I don't set the place on fire.
Now
Technically
that would
speaking,
be
that does count
entertaining.
as city business.
I've only been working here a little bit, gents, and
I just need to make sure that Icarus is behaves.
sure,
No, I'm
sure.
Make sure he's being a good bird, which apparently he hasn't.
What?
Oh, were you a bad birdie?
I mean,
He had a high-level private conference with Madam Elliot.
Yeah, I think we all heard that about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Hmm.
Oh dear. Well, I had fun.
You know what? Good for you. That's what matters. Live in the moment.
Well, thank you.
All right, gentlemen. I have a few more tables to clean. It's still not trusting me to take, she looks to Aang, clients yet. But hopefully I can prove my worth to him. In the meantime, if any of you fine gentlemen need anything, let me know. Is your
We should do
super
so.
grin and heads back to the bar.
You know, I resent the implication I was somehow misbehaved today.
I didn't mean in a misbehaving way.
Oh, good. Okay, fine.
Yeah, who's me more naughty, very naughty? That's
But,
what I used to say.
If you both could keep quiet on this, at least who is helping us, Jurnis does not need to know currently.
I already promised the lady. Hmm? And he just makes a lips a sealed gesture.
Don't worry, I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Now,
Yeah.
where's that drink?
Okay, so I would like everyone just one more time to give me a Constitution saving throw. Icarus, already the poor lad is doomed in more ways than one. Well, Wix and Aang with disadvantage, and then... Oh, okay. Mr. Greenstride keeps his drink in his stride. You... Honestly, Skullface, you've had a fantastic night. You know, you've enjoyed the ambiance, you've enjoyed a drink. You are pretty much the only person who is capable of walking in a straight line. Aang and Icarus, however, you're basically having to lead those two as they go, like, basically one of them is tottering to the left, then the other's like dragging the other one to the right. It's a thing.
Aren't you too glad now that I came along?
Yes, we are. You always look out for us. I know I give you a hard time, but I do appreciate it. And I really hope we can all get along as we smite evil on the morrow.
It's a long way back to Tipperary.
But to be fair, Icarus, we had our little chat. We got all our washing out in the air, so... Like I said, I'm just looking out for you guys now, okay?
Okay.
Aw.
So, I have a question now for Miss Seedie. And I suppose Aang. No, I'm so sorry. For Tahu. Yes, there we go. You see, you know what I'm saying. You know, there we go. Anyway, would Tahu, since this is later on in the evening, I would say actually we are now looking to about 10 o'clock at night. Was Tahu planning on heading back to the August Sanctum to chat with Gosling, or was he just going to do his usual thing of sending her a message?
Probably sending the message.
Okay, so the question that I have to ask is, in regards to the identity of the people responsible for the attack on the city, what are you telling her?
Everything.
So you're telling Lady Cosling that the Veril were responsible for the attack.
This is the one who I'm communicating with the stone, right?
Oh, through the stone? No. That's Chemise. I'm talking about the
No.
head of the assassins.
Well, I have that stone that I can with Chemise. So I'm talking about the other one that I originally got.
Yeah, the original one. That's
Oh,
that's the
Okay,
one.
that
Yeah.
is that person. Then yes, I'm telling her everything because she's my boss. And
Okay.
like, if I leave out shit, she probably will know.
Okay.
Anyways.
So I thought Tahu's boss was Jasper.
Basically Jasper is it's the difference between who his supervisor is and who is the CEO of the company.
Ah, right.
Jasper's like my manager. I'm
Yes.
talking to my boss.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So, okay then. And the second question is, have you told her about the other gem you discovered and the private conversation that you had with Lady Chemise and her friend?
That I will leave out only unless she asks about information on Chemise. Then I might bring it up, depending on the question she asks.
Okay. I would say, just give me a persuasion check. Yeah, just a straight persuasion check to see if the information that you've provided is enough to pique her interest. 16. Okay, yeah. She accepts the information appreciatively. In fact, I would say after a moment or two, you hear back. When are you available for a talk? We need to speak face to face.
I guess I would immediately be like, now? I could come now? Like, I'm a
Very
bird.
good. And that is the only communication you receive.
Alright, well,
So, you would be heading towards the Grimbane building then. Question. Seedie.
Yes.
If you are still with the group and everything, and Tahu makes to leave, I'm basically trying to figure out if it makes sense for you guys to follow each other or not.
Seedie's quite suspicious about Tahu and doesn't want to like let him in on any information she is about to divulge. So she's gonna wait for Tahu to go out the door.
And you're going to be following him. Okay, well in that case,
And
what
I need to tell who's currently at the bar right now.
At the Tardy Tyro. Tell you what, let me just bring that up. So at the moment, I think we have Jurnis and Graz. They've retired early for the evening.
They're asleep, huh?
No, they've retired.
Oh.
Yes, they've retired early for the evening.
Let's not disturb them.
So we've got Aang, we've got Icarus, and we've got Wex. They're currently at the Golden Lady right now, so I think it's just you and Tahu and Doc.
In the meantime, by the way, Devillo, did you see my question?
I did see your question.
Mhm.
The answer... I will... the answer will be given to you at an appropriate moment.
Okay.
But thank you for asking that question.
Yes.
So, Tahu, remind me of... you know what, just give me an active perception check. Seedie, give me a stealth check, if you'd be so kind.
I also have the city secrets to like go through the passages of a city and whatnot faster, so it might help me lose Seedie.
It might.
Oh,
if you knew you were being followed.
Yeah, that's
actually,
true. But I would still take them because it's faster to move around.
Seedie's not going to be following Tahu, she's gonna wait a little bit, and go to the college, so she doesn't have to talk to Gosling while Tahu's in the room.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right then. All right. Well, in that case, we find ourselves over at. I'm sorry. Let me reactivate those 2 tokens. So we find ourselves back at the Greenbane building, part of the small gated collegiate campus of the August Sanctum. The various employees of the college, like Tahu, walking around the grounds, politely deferential to you, Seedie, while still being heavily armed and visibly so. You see the occasional student wandering about. Not many classes on this evening, but a few of the students are out about in the city, going to a few of the different taverns which are slowly opening up again. Well, Tahu, as you head in, Bert is at the desk, gives you a nod. Oh, all right, sir. Can I help you with anything?
Hi. I shake my head because I know where I'm going.
Okay. Oh, you have a good one. And he will let you through. So yeah, Carl Gosling.
I assume Tahu knows where he's going.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know
It's
this
to the
fucking
left.
place.
It is going to be this door right here. So I assume you respectfully knock on the door before entering?
Yes.
Okay. You hear a very familiar voice saying, "Enter!" And the door opens by itself. As you come through, you see her just gesture idly, and the door closes. Tahu, my boy, please take a seat. She gestures in front of you. For the first time ever, you see what could be described as a smile on Lady Gosling's face.
Before she, I'm not even paying attention to her. I'm trying to figure out which seat's the best I want to sit on, and I'm rearranging them. From order, from the softest to the worst, and then I sit on the second softest.
My gosh, I love Tahu.
Obsessive compulsive bird.
Interesting. Okay, I like it. She blinks a little. Interesting. Are you quite well?
Right.
Indeed. So, Tahu, my dear friend, your information has been most useful. Of course, we are keeping the identity of the culprits under wraps. There's nothing to be gained from spilling the beans, so to speak, right now. But those who matter, the people of influence who keep the city running, those who need to be known, have been informed. So thank you. We appreciate your diligence and your hard work. You will be rewarded for this. Now, the reason I summoned you here is firstly to thank you. And she gives a very small little golf clap. Secondly, I have to understand it that your group, the ones I have had you tail, will be heading underground, looking to the mysteries of the lost city of Nelayal. Of course, the city itself has forbidden such things, and any attempt to bring this before the council would likely end in failure. However, we do not need the council if they do not know about it. Do you believe that your associates would be willing to take assistance from the sanctum without informing the rest of the city.
I'll give her like a questionable look, like I need more information.
Let me put it to you this way. The individual known as Chemise Mill is a threat if what you say is true. And the opportunity for members of our college to be instrumental in recovering lost knowledge, artifacts, and resources from the city, well, I think that it would be better if we were to be funding this organization, this little endeavor that your friends are willing to go on, and the rest of the city remain blissfully ignorant. So I would like you to recommend to your friends that they speak with us so we can assist them in terms of resources, guides, and whatever else they need in their efforts to save the world from a terrible lich. While our associates will be focused on, of course, dealing with this creature, but once they are dealt with, ensuring that the relics from this lost civilization find their way to the right people. Mr. Tahu, I have been studying your file, by the way, are something of a quiet scholar. Is that not so?
Right.
You are an intelligent man. Do you know anything of the history of those that came before?
Who?
Did you just did Tahu basically say who?
Yeah.
Okay. There is no name given, but there have been studies. It is, shall we say, a personal passion of mine. History before history began. I believe that before elves came to this world, before everything that we take for granted, there were others, other civilizations with empires that rose and fell. What remains are the bones that we have built our empire upon. I find it important to learn what has come before, so we can prepare for what comes next. I believe that there are things we have lost, forgotten from our forebears, that if rediscovered could be of great value. The Forgelands themselves exist because of a small collection of discoveries that took place 400 years ago beneath our feet. Imagine what we will learn today when we uncover the source of our origin. Now, Mr. Tahu, you have been incredibly valuable. I do hope you are intelligent enough to know that continuing to be valuable will be rewarded greatly.
Right.
Good man. It goes without saying that the utterance of any syllable that has been uttered in this room, outside of it, will result in your insides being on your outside. Does that seem fair? You do not need to respond. Ensure that your friends contact us and nobody else in regards to the funding of this venture.
Oh, hold up like a feather, like one feather, like one finger, like wait.
Yes.
And I don't know how I would like communicate with her in this situation without like giving away my secret.
Well, here's the thing. With Kenku, you can actually mimic everything that you've heard before. You're basically a recording device. And some people in other games, they sort of chop and change. Imagine Bumblebee from the Transformers.
Right, I was about to think that. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess that works. I would basically, just chop up what she said and repeat it back to her, but like, effectively, they're not going to take it, or they wouldn't take it directly because of how many different angles or supports they have in the group. If you want them to take it, why don't? Then you want to be the front of that support? Why don't you just push for it? You want to take it. The bar needs to be bought. It's a source of money, income, information.
Let me be clear. You think that by buying this tavern and fundamentally owning the Thieves Guild, we will also own the loyalty of your associates?
I wouldn't say that.
Then why would I do
You would have
it?
support from them because a place they're comfortable with is being supported.
Ah, they care about it. I see, yes. She's heard about caring before. She knows what that means. She read it in a book.
D is so offended right now.
Well, I'm sure something can be arranged.
You have 3 days.
I will see what I can do. Sir Endlich and Master K have been busy with other projects that have required many funds from the college, but if I am able to, I will see what can be procured. Is there anything else that you would recommend? Are there any adorable pets or loved ones that need things that would help to placate them?
What was that last word?
Basically, she was asking, do they have any cute pets or loved ones that need placating?
Yeah, what was that last word? What does that last word mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Basically, she's trying to say, I don't understand how people work. What do I do? How do I get them to do what I want?
Support them, and I'm bad at this question. I don't know how to answer this question myself.
Yes, it is unusual. Interpersonal relationships are not my focus.
Right.
More study of that which has come before. I would also appreciate it if you were to forget, perhaps, some of the personal secrets that I have shared with you. take it as a sign of my appreciation and my trust. If you continue to prove yourself valuable, I will show you further trust and benefits. No, she does not mean that.
My mind
Sorry, I
didn't
just
even went there.
couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it.
No.
Mine didn't even go there.
I just heard someone go,
It was me.
it's all good, honey.
I'm thinking the playroom.
Now,
She'll let him play with the big boy kunais.
is there anything else that I can provide for you?
Why? I shake my head.
Very well. She takes a look around quietly, and then she unlocks a drawer underneath her desk, and she pulls out a small. Basically, it's like a mahogany case. It's kind of similar to the one that had the pendant in, and she passes it over to you carefully. Another token of my personal appreciation. This was a relic discovered within the ruins of Neliyal 400 years ago. Consider it an example of things to search for, and as a token of my personal interest in seeing your success. You may go.
Take the item. I'd bow and leave. After rearranging the chairs back again. Because I would remember the order that they originally were in.
You would, you really would. Okay. Is there anything Tahu wishes to do while he is here?
No.
Okay.
But unless I run into Seedie while leaving.
That is a very good
That's
question.
what I
I
had.
was going to say.
Okay.
As I heard you about to leave, I moved to the corner and just hid so you wouldn't spot me.
I would say, given the stealth check of, I would actually allow the 23 from earlier.
Tahu wasn't looking in this scenario either, but I was just if I literally ran into you as I'm coming out, that's it. I'm not gonna like perception check this shit. Like you get away with it. You stealthed it.
Like I wrote that I was listening in as I sat by the door. But was that allowed? Did I hear it?
Absolutely. Again, apologies, the DM had a different tab open because many plates spinning. But yes, I do allow that. Please give me a perception check as you're listening into this conversation. And by the way, let me get Specky over here since we are here.
You select Specky now.
Oh yeah, there
Goes
you
for
go.
Spicky, pleases.
Specky goes. Specky.
Specky, no. Specky, yes. Oh yeah, a 25. No, I would say a 12. Yeah, I would say that's enough. You made out pretty much most of what she was saying, especially since she's, despite the fact that she's able to arcanely lock the doors, she does have a very piercing voice. So,
oh, that's true.
What do you intend to do, Seedie?
All right. Before knocking and entering, how long would you say it's been since she sent me on this mission?
The DM somewhere in his many tabs has a calendar. It's been a few days, I would say, since you had the incident with the mines, where you met this group, where you had a conversation with her, and she basically sent you out with a few spell slots spent as well. Honestly, I'd say at the moment, I'd say 2 to 3 days, because you have been in the tavern a little bit as well.
Right, okay. So, Seedie's going to carefully knock on her door.
Enter. The door opens.
Oh.
Miss Seedie. Interesting. Please, do come in. The door locks behind you.
Lady Gosling. Seedie's just going to casually peruse the bookshelf. Maybe even she even picks up a couple. Now, she is going to hold an action in case Seedie sees her readying a spell.
Okay. I would say, given the fact that you're a professional who can look at someone without looking at them, you can see she is not comfortable. She is very intently staring at you. You can't quite see where her hands are at the moment.
Alright. So, Lady Gosling, it's been, let's say, 3 days since you sent me on this mission, yes?
Correct.
And this lady, this tiefling, Jurnis, was it?
Yes. Master K wanted to keep an eye on her. He had concerns for her well-being.
Now, you see, I feel some information may have been omitted. I have been in near constant contact with her for the past 3 days. There is nothing on the surface unusual about this lady, except for her desire to have her own pair of wings.
Wings?
That is the only thing of note. Now, honestly, I am a professional. If there is any information you're not sharing, which is important, you better tell me.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Okay. This halfling woman leans forward and gives you a very intense look. I confess, I find myself surprised by your professionalism, but yes, as I said, Master K, he, as the the new associate that Sir Enlidge is teaching personally, he came to the city along with Miss Springsinger, or she looks at her notes, yes, Miss Hunter, as her real name is. He was concerned. You were going to say something. Please continue.
Forster.
Spring. This spring singer you speak of, this is Jurnis, yes.
Of course. She is from a small village called Glenbrook in the Coalition Kingdoms to the west. The Kingdom of Baldric, I believe. I did my research and had other people work for me. You are not the only individual I have under my employment. Mr. K wanted to know everything he could about her. So, I ensured that I could find everything that there was to know. What I want to know is what she's been doing while in the city, but if you wish to know what she has been doing out of the city, several years ago she was trained as a traveling bard by a small group, Palamore. I apologize, by the way, Jurnis, for butchering his name. Would you actually like to give us a summary of the brief bits of information that very scary and powerful connected people would know about Jurnis Hunter, the Devil of Glenbrook?
Well, first off, it was Forrester.
Forrester! Oh, come on! Retcon, it's Forrester. It's been a day.
She was taken in and trained by... Oh, hi, kitten. Do you need to get on my head? Get over there.
I wish to become a hat mother.
I swear it's cat sometimes. She was basically taken as an apprenticeship with an elven bard called Palamore and his nephew Florian. They travelled for quite some time, where she picked up her trade, until Palamore's death and Florian's disappearance. She then returned to Glenbrook for a season or two before venturing off on her own around the world.
For the most part,
this information was just related.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's everything.
So this information was just real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it?
Indeed. A fairly average individual, by and large. Talented performer. Very good at making friends, but other than that, nothing special. In my opinion, I simply believe that Master K simply took a shine to her and wished to see that she was safe and well. However, since coming to this city, she has been involved in many interesting events.
So, is it Jurnis you are interested in, or this Master K she was involved with? Because besides that, it would seem like a waste of time to be pursuing this girl, given the Chemise situation. And what has...
Go, I'm so sorry, honey. Carry on.
And you are no doubt aware of what happened with the Vero.
Okay. Seedie, give me a... I want to say either perception or investigation. Let's make it perception.
Well, I'll take
perception.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh wait, she has luck, doesn't she? Or is that my other character? Please be this character.
If memory serves, mechanically they're kind of the same.
Was.
Your characters.
Yeah, but I chose like luck for one of these characters and luck but not the other. I forgot which is which.
No, I think she's got the actor, she's got Cat's talent, you have proficiency in perception yourself. No. I think, yeah, no, unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything on the street there, my dear. So, oh, actually, yeah, no, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm afraid with that, she just sort of blinks a little a moment, shakes her head and says, "It is simply what Master K wished. He requested my assistance and I provided it. He is very important to the college and Master Envidge, and what he needs, I provide."
I will. Here's what I'll do. I shall stick with this group, and I will convey any information that is asked of me. But I shall not put this Jurnis individual to any harm.
If anything, I would say at this point, I would want the reverse. I would want Miss Springsinger taken care of. In the Judy Garland way, not the Al Pacino way.
Apa what?
It's a reference, don't worry about it.
So, what... Now you need to be clear. What way do you want her taken care of?
I want you to ensure for the foreseeable future that no harm befalls her.
What is going on?
You can guarantee that.
I love this. I love this because it seems like Seedie just doesn't get like, no, she literally means it. It's like, please make sure this girl doesn't die.
Yeah, so you can't double talk with these assassins.
Seedie sadly puts away the poison.
Aww.
Seedie already had a plan with her hip flask. She knew it.
The flask? I sold that.
No.
Oh, no, we're explaining that Seedie had a plan to poison Jurnis. Poison a flask.
No, she didn't.
We're
you
making that joke.
We're joking.
Okay.
Also, thank you for coming to clarify things. I do appreciate it. You are a difficult person. However, recent events in regards to the group that I have had you follow have made it so it's going to be an interesting time. If you can secure Miss Springsinger's safety, you will be a very useful asset in the endeavors below. I have already made a request to Mr. Tahu. I would like to give the same request to you. Ensure that nobody else assists the group in regards to their delve. The less people aware of an illegal endeavor into the ruins of Nerial, the better. And the more that can be recovered and sent to us, the better.
Well, I have some rather unfortunate news.
Oh dear. Proceed.
Well, there are several groups that are already aware of our plans for the delve.
She looks through her notes. Now, Tahu would have explained all the other people that were aware of it, yeah?
That was part of what I was
Yeah.
mentioning.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
that, like, there are other groups and other
Yeah.
people technically
She
already.
looks through her notes. Of course, the Veril will be easy to control because we are aware of their involvement in attacks against the city. If they wish that information to remain quiet, then they will be compliant. The other groups, for clarification, Seedie, which other groups?
My memory's really, really bad with this campaign.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
DM again, because I wrote the damn thing, and there are so many different people that you could have allied with. I'm trying to remember myself who is and who isn't.
Well, there's the Holy Outreach.
Thank you, Kubur. I was just about to mention those religious guys.
Yeah, it's the priests, it's the thieves people, it's the rich people, and it's the Tahu people, and that's what I know.
Well, Margot knows. They already know the Veril knows. Arcanus is going to talk to the Greater Council first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, I would say mild retcon.
Yes, Lady God. Only me, only us, and the entire living world just know.
So you're great. I would say just a retcon, just a brief retcon of that conversation. That's her reaction to Tahu when he mentions Arcanus. Oh dear! And you just hear her like rip up a piece of paper, just. Well, whether or not they are aware of it, I would appreciate it if you could find some way of making them disinterested in assisting this group, or rather, ensure that our people take priority. I will see what I can do in regards to this Arcanus individual. She starts scribbling a note down.
How exactly am I to go about undoing this alliance without giving myself away? Come on, you're a clever woman. You wouldn't be in this position if you want.
Give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Persuasion.
An 11. She puts the pen down and thinks to herself. Very well, perhaps it is too late for exclusivity, however. This is disappointing. Perhaps I was over keen on rewarding Mr. Tahu.
I hate to budge in here, but Tahu literally fucking told you so.
I know. No. This is the thing. He did. The DM forgot that nugget of information, and so like some of the stuff that I said basically doesn't make any sense now.
Makes me giggle that Seedie's like poking the bear and Tahu just gets away with it all.
Yeah. Okay. Very well. Regardless of who else knows, I would appreciate it if you were to keep your eyes and ears open, ensure the safety of Miss Springsinger, and when this delve, this public delve that everybody is part of now, goes forward, ensure that our interests come first. Accidents do happen in the dark, do they not? I'm sure everyone in the city is going to have a representative in your little band.
Now, just to be clear, are you asking me to kill someone?
I'm asking you to kill many people. Not at the same time, of course.
Might need to be a little bit more specific, boss.
Specifically, the representatives of these groups.
I would say it is not your primary goal, but I would say the biggest threat will be the Siren Charter. Now that the Mages College will likely be made aware of the situation, they will be ravenous, desperate to send individuals with this group. This is literally the worst case scenario for what we want. They hoard knowledge. It is very difficult for those with an arcane passion to study outside of their influence. You would not understand this. The fact that I'm so sorry, say again?
What makes you say I wouldn't understand? You want exclusivity rights to this knowledge?
It is not so much exclusivity. I want to ensure that this knowledge gets out. I would like to know. I would like to learn. And the one thing the Siren Charter does is stifle knowledge and learning.
Now, when you say you want this knowledge out, do you mean you want this knowledge out for yourself, or just out in general so everyone would know?
I would appreciate a first look. Myself and, shall we say, those of a similar interest would appreciate very greatly having a first glimpse of the truth of the world, of real knowledge, of real power, and we would be deeply grateful to the woman who brought it to us.
How grateful.
What do you want, Miss Seedie? Truly, without artifice or pretension, what do you desire more than anything in the world?
Do you really think you could provide that?
With the knowledge, the resources, and the power of the ancients, yes. It is what I have studied my life for. And rest assured, very few people are aware of that. Anything.
I may need to ruminate on this for a while.
It is not an easy question to answer, and it shouldn't be. Take your time.
It's one thing I have to really think about this.
to clarify, my friend, she gives you the most uncomfortably Wednesday Addams type smile as she leans forward. I'm not talking of a one-time favor. Give me access to the knowledge of Neliar, and you will have whatever you desire whenever you desire it. That is the type of power and influence that I am willing to use on your behalf.
No, you hate me.
I don't hate people. I simply don't connect. You are difficult, and I prefer things simple. But for you and the sake of our potential together, I am willing to learn. Do we have an accord?
For now.
For now. Rest assured, should anyone ever hear a single word of this, your insides, your outsides, etc., etc. And since it's only fair, she reaches under the table and pulls out a second cigar box and passes it over to you. I would be careful with letting Mr. Tahu see that. We would not want him to get jealous.
No, we wouldn't.
Does Seedie take the box?
This is a long shot, especially for someone like herself, but she's been around.
Mm-hmm.
Bang.
It's an okay looking. It's a nice box, mahogany.
Man, I want to find out she's been scrying on me.
Oh, I see. The world that you live in is heavily regulated when it comes to magic. Fundamentally speaking, this is what you'd consider a low fantasy setting for the most part, in terms of general D&D spells and everything.
I see.
However, she has on several occasions demonstrated that she is a spellcaster of at least some skill. And given the fact that she has a certain venom in her voice when speaking of the mage school and everything, and the fact that they restrict magic and learning instead of encouraging it, you get the feeling that she's either self-taught or she has other means. You basically don't have enough of a frame of reference to gauge how powerful, but considering who she is, the wealth that she has access to, the position of influence that she has, you would assume she's no novice. But again, with an 8, you don't know.
Yeah. Now, Seedie is going to take the box.
Good girl. Now, run along and have yourself a lovely evening.
Good evening, Gosling. She places the books back on the shelf. One more thing before I leave, though.
Yes.
How do I know that once you have everything you need, you won't just tie up loose ends?
This is an excellent question. And I would have been disappointed were you not asking yourself that question. Do you want to know why I have no intention of killing you? I believe is what you were concerned about.
I don't know, we're all good at being vague here.
Indeed. It is an occupational skill set. However, I have no intention of killing you for one very simple reason. When I have what I want, there is nothing that you could do to me or anyone else.
I thought so.
Indeed. The door unlocks by itself. Okay. Is there anything Seedie wishes to do? Hyperventilate, throw up?
I really want Seedie to be canon making that noise.
Mm-hmm.
She did. She did.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. She was just here to kill some corrupt guy, and as far as she knows, no one knows that. Right now, all she wants to do is get out of this occupation. Out of this college, anyway. Because she has no intention of giving this lady godlike powers.
Okay. Well then. I think, let's see.
Sorry for eating up so much time.
No. We appreciate it. That was, again, I had no plans for... that was all complete improv. So again, I will say this, apologies for the DM forgetting a key, bit of information there. So there was a little bit of confusion. However, I rather enjoyed that. So, meanwhile, back at the Tardy Tyro Tavern. Graz and Jurnis. Was there anything that those two were discussing?
Not so much discussing.
Well, no, we know that. Let's just say this is after their, shall we say, early night. Or did Jurnis basically pass out?
I think they both did.
Yes, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. Okay. So, I'm going to say that both of them are asleep. Sleep. To sleep, perchance to dream. And in those dreams, what would Jurnis speak of? Whoops, sorry. What would Jurnis dream of?
I assume you're going to tell me that what she sees now. Oh, goody!
Oh dear.
Ooh, homie.
I would assume she dreams of a ruined paradise. filled with
not this again.
dust and embers. I assume that she dreamed of a lake of fire.
I was having such a wonderful evening, Mother. Did you really have to do this right now?
I'm sorry, my dear. I didn't want to intrude, but I thought we should have a little conversation. Touch base, see how you're doing. By the way, she punches your shoulder playfully. Well done. Quite the catch.
Yes. And what is it you want from me this time?
From you, my darling daughter, nothing at all. I just wanted to congratulate you. You're a hero. You saved that wretched little city several times. Of course, nobody can know about it.
Yes.
You finally put pay to those rat things. Unusual creatures.
Vero, yes.
Yes, we have something like that in one of the other words. Toril. Rat folk. A little less common than they are in this world.
Jurnis is trying to see if she's leading up to something right now.
You can tell, I'd say an 18, you can tell she's making small talk. There is a reason that she is here, or rather, you are there. She's just trying to play nice before the ask.
Jurnis is just gonna cross her arms and arc the eyebrows, just like, yeah, I know you're just fucking around right now.
Yes, I suppose there's no pulling the wool over your eyes, darling. Well, fair enough. I wanted to apologize and ask how you're doing.
An apology?
I know you had. In regards to what happened to you, the scientist, the doctor, I know what that meant to you. And I wanted to know if you were okay.
Well, right now I'm standing in the 9 hells. No, I'm not okay, Mother.
To be fair, you are... A projection of you is standing here. I am here. I live here. I can die here.
Yes. I love what you've done with the place.
Now, there's no need to be a bitch about it. I didn't do this. They did. And she points off to the, basically, a good half mile or so away. You see the black scar in the sky. The continuing churning, roiling chaos of the front line of the blood wall. This was
I've earned the right
paradise.
to be a little bit bitchy with all the bullshit I've been through recently. I'm tired of playing nice. It doesn't seem to work.
Well, I'm glad you've learned that at least. Yes, you have every right for venom. You do, but you need to remember you need to use honey every now and then to get what you want. It got you your little goblin, buying her those sweet little outfit.
You make it sound like I did that purely for my own gain.
You know, it doesn't matter what I say. I'm just going to be the bad guy in this conversation, aren't I?
To be fair, do you really have much to redeem you? You left me in that little shitty village. You say you've been watching me my whole life, so you know the full amount of bullshit I've been through. Where were you when I was alone? All those years, After Peminol's murder. Where were you then? The first time you show up, you drag me here and you demand me to sacrifice your souls.
I haven't demanded anything from you. I have been very clear about my terms, about what I need and what I'm willing to provide. As for why you have been thrown to the wolves your entire life, left in a shithole in the middle of nowhere, instead of being raised in luxury with some nobleman or, with me at your side. The answer is quite simple. I was stuck here. My choices were limited. The world where you live is... I chose it for a reason. There are 1,000 million worlds out there, each filled with peoples and lives and tieflings and elves and all manner of creatures. I could have raised you in any one of them. I could have had a partner, a husband, well, no disrespect, but let's just say a donor. Any of those places. I chose
Jurnis
that
looks
Voarcel.
pissed when she says donor.
Yeah. I chose that world because it is isolated. In the multiverse, it is an unknown. Very, very few people know it exists. It was a safe place, somewhere to keep you away from here, and a perfect place for me to escape to. And yes, I am sorry, I called your father a donor. He really is one of the better ones.
I'm sorry, better ones.
He's a good man. I apologize, It's been a day for me too, alright? It's been a bit of a day. And as you look at her, you do see that the armor is even more dinged up than the last time you saw her. There is a bandaged wound under one shoulder. You see a few more fresh cuts and bruises down the side of her face. I'm sorry. Your father is a good man, and he did an excellent job raising you, in spite of the shithole that he lived in. If I could have, I would have done more. But back then, I had so little power. It took everything to make a presence there long enough to well, you know what I was doing while I was there.
Yes, I get the image. Not something I want to think of with my father. Thank you very much for that. So you're telling me you couldn't have done this at any point in the last 20 or so years? Popped into my dreams to say how you doing, give some motherly advice, that kind of shit. Just even a little hint to let me know that I wasn't entirely alone. No?
There were reasons which I can't get into right now.
Kazoo in the background.
Let me guess, you didn't want to be followed or something like that.
That's actually very, very close to the truth.
Oh, why am I not fucking... It seems everybody I meet has some sort of ulterior motive about me. It seems everybody seems to know more than I know. What is going on?
Honestly, I've told you the truth as much as I can. There are others who want out. I mean, let's be honest, everybody wants out.
Oh yes, who would want to stay in this wonderful paradise?
Nobody. As I said, this was a paradise at one point. This was a place where the best of the best did what they did best. We tempted, we persuaded, we cajoled, we manipulated. This was an Eden. And then that happened. And we have been trapped here since.
Yes, and the only way you can get out is if you get stronger by consuming the souls of people you make deals with. I got that part. But if I was just one of many from your donation trips, why am I the only one you seem to be talking to, or is that another thing that's been kept from me?
Well,
have I got sisters parading around?
Give me an insight with advantage.
Wow. Oh, wow.
You kind of threw her. You kind of threw that. It's like, okay. Well, I was going to be vague about it.
Of course
yes. You were. Yes. All right. Fine. Fuck it. Yes, you have sisters in the Voarcel.
Oh, goody.
I have tried my best to keep you safe and protected because the ones that came before weren't so lucky.
What do you mean, not so lucky?
I had several other children before you. Now, there is only one other alive. Do I need to paint a picture?
I think I get the idea.
I have enemies here, and those with infernal blood are looked down upon on every world.
No shit! Wow, I never would have guessed! Oh, don't look at me like that. My disappointment to your mother.
No. Out of anything, you're the one I'm the most proud of. Well, I don't like to play favorites. Your sister's done a very good job so far of doing what I need for her to do. She is the one who has been working on the framework, shall we say, helping me to build what I need to speak to you.
Shot in the dark? Does the name Forbrider ring any bells?
Huh. You know, that's an interesting theory you have there, my dear. No, the Forbriders are not part of our bloodline, though they are part of an older family. I have been making a few interesting connections to them, though. Your sister has been in contact on my behalf putting out, shall we say, an invitation?
Well, that explains why they seem familiar with me.
They're very useful allies. Influential, connected, and established. Since we're going to be strange, well, rather, while I'm going to be a stranger in a foreign land, so to speak, I need allies who are a little more established. A pre-made power base to build from.
Next you'll be telling me you want me to help you get the Tardy Tyro as a spy network.
To be fair, she gives you a big grin. I was going to have the Fabriders send you a small sum of money.
I was joking. I wasn't being... You know what? Fine, sure. We'll go with that.
I wasn't joking.
Why do my jokes keep coming true? So what? You want me to act as your middleman to get you access to this tavern? Keep an eye out for any despicable people who might be willing to give you a deal?
You really are my daughter, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, yes.
Don't be afraid of who you are, Jurnis. Embrace it. And if you don't like it, change it.
Yes, well, Dr. Elise didn't quite work out, did he?
Sorry, you broke up there, Jurnis. What was that
again? Dr. Eli's technique didn't quite work out, did it?
I confess, part of me was relieved. But, as I've said before, a choice without options isn't a choice at all. I want you to work with me. I want you to choose me. But I'm not going to force you. So, you have a choice. Christina Fabrider should be arriving there in the morning, your time. Now, she has been requested politely to provide you with resources. Whether these resources fund this tavern or the repair of the good doctor's laboratory and his machine, I leave to you.
And tell me, what exactly is in this for me?
Agency. Choice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I want.
Yes,
but
yes, this is all what
decision.
You want. My choice
I want
isn't...
you to have your own life. I want you to be able to be the person you should be. I want you to reclaim what was taken from you.
You want me to help you. Straight up. But what am I getting from this deal? You seem to think that I'll end up linked to you. No matter what I do. So let's just lean into my devilish side for a little bit. What is my part of this deal? What do I get out of it? Because, quite frankly, it seems like I'm getting a pat on the head and a smack on the arse and being sent out the door.
Well, for a start, you get your wings back. You get access to power and abilities that no one in that tiny little world could dream possible. And, fringe benefit. Immortality.
The wings part threw Jurnis for a loop. I was like, now how do I know you're not just bullshitting me because you know this is what I want?
She sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. When?
Like you said, Mother, be careful when you make deals with devils.
Jurnis, you are important to me, and I want you to understand. I am not trying to con you or deceive you or manipulate. That is not what family does. I am done with doing all that on behalf of other people. I want out. I want a fresh, new beginning in a fresh, new world with my daughters at my side. That is what I want. Give me an insight with it. Yeah, I was going to say. With an 11, she is staring at you pretty intently, pretty clear. You don't detect a lie. You can't be sure though. She is a devil.
Let's say I believe you. Things go well, and you are truly have the best things for me intended. How about you give me a little show of faith? Little token. And if that comes through, then we'll see how things go.
Very well. What is it that you have in mind?
You claimed you had many things to offer me. Prove it.
I have arranged for either the tavern or your treatment to be fully funded. I confess I have been trying to track down that young individual from your past for some time. That has been outside my sphere of influence. But with the Four Briders, I believe we will be able to track him down soon enough. What do you want specifically?
You know precisely what it is I want. What I've been after. You give me that, we'll have a working relationship.
So, you're willing to make a deal for your wings, but you want the wings without the deal. Am I reading you correctly?
If the wings come through, then we'll have a deal.
Give me an insight with advantage. You see her trying to think of the best way of putting across a particularly difficult to communicate concept before frustratedly, shrugging and saying, I can't do it like that. I can't gift. It has to be a transaction. That's how it works. You have to agree to do something and then I can give it to you. But I cannot gift anything. Not here. And I want to. I truly want to.
Then tell me specifically, what is the task you want me to carry out? Because you've been very vague.
I've been very vague because I didn't want you to get your hands dirty. That
You want me
was
to
your...
ensure you have an ally, or at least a network in the Tyro?
That would be useful. Very well. What I want from you is when the time comes to not get in your sister's way when she needs to do what she needs to do.
And will I recognize her?
You will.
She's not exactly going to pop up and say, "Hi, sis."
If you want, she can. She's wanted to for some time.
Again, you know what? So, basically you just want me to not interfere with my sister's work. Play dumb, turn a blind eye, that kind of thing.
Do you really want to know?
Well, yes. I'm tired of being kept in the dark.
The only way for me to fully cross over is if somebody else is put in my place. Body for a body, soul for a soul. Well, more or less.
Does it count if they're undead? Because I can think of someone who deserves to be here.
That is an interesting tack, and I wish that would work. Unfortunately, it requires... Unfortunately, I don't really understand the way this Chemise works. She is too unknown a quantity. It requires time to build a connection with the sacrifice, to figure out how to integrate them into the ritual. It is a process that can take weeks, sometimes months.
And can you promise me that this sacrifice isn't a good person? Someone who doesn't deserve to be down here?
She remained silent. I can tell you this. The world would be better, in my opinion, without the minute. Very hard to read. She seems adamant.
Why are you keeping it secret from me, Mother?
Because I don't want you involved in it. I don't want you to get your hands dirty. I don't want you to feel guilt or culpability. I want you to be able to go on with your life. I had the others involved. I had the others working for me as agents, and look what happened to them. I'm not losing you. You're the last one.
The last one? Are you expecting my other sister to die for this?
No, absolutely not. But I'm saying I'm saying I don't have it in me anymore to try again. You're my last child. And I want to ensure that if anyone has what could loosely be called a chance at life, it's you. A normal life.
She's just gonna be quiet. She's gonna turn and walk away for a little bit to look around and have a think.
Okay. As Jurnis is doing that, let's have a look at the exact environment that you are standing on.
Oh no.
You find yourself, as you're looking around, it is basically a lake of fire. It is this ring with various, protrusions and, rock and stone, twisted ruin all around you. It's a nice isolated spot, though, to talk. As you're looking around, I would say you hear a little gurgling coming from one of the stone parapets nearby, and you see this creature crawling across the stone towards you.
What is that?
Demon filth. Bear with me one moment. Malfina is going to fly up here with her wings, and she is going to say she's...
Jurnis doesn't say that aloud.
She is going to take 2 swings with her longsword. That is going to be... the first swing removes an arm. The second swing removes a head. And the creature falls into the lava, melting away. Sorry about that. Bloody demons, they get it. And as she's talking, you hear just over your shoulder this weird chattering sound as another creature starts crawling towards you guys. This one, it's almost like this pale worm type thing, more head than anything else and teeth. And it is going to, I would say it is going to leap at you. Miss Springsinger, would you please give me a, let's see, does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so you take 7 points of slashing damage as it bites into you. At that point, Malfina is going
rebuke.
to... Yeah, okay.
Fuck that thing.
Yeah, fuck that thing. So that's going to be a dexterity saving throw. Which it fails. Yeah, 14 points of fire damage. Unfortunately, it is resistant to fire. And it's still around. I would say at this point, let's get into some initiative. As the DM...
Fuck you then!
Yeah. As the DM tries to track down the exact begin combat.
I hate to interrupt.
Yes.
But the player has a serious question because life and all that.
Oh,
How long is this likely to be? Now initiative is involved.
That is a good question. I would say we're actually going to finish a little early, and we're going to leave that there because this is going to be a thing. As around your Jurnis, you hear more and more chattering and cackling and other horrible sounds. As Malfina starts to look a little bit concerned.
All right then, Mother.
Think you should wake up now. And with
as long as
that,
you promise that things will not turn into shit, we've got a deal. Now I think it's time for me to go home.
we will get... Oh, bear with me a moment. I'm sorry, that was not the... for some reason, the splash page has moved.
Oh, we're not at the plenum.
No, you're not. You're really, really not.
Oh, I'm sorry, I dozed off.
Everything's going great tonight, guys, isn't it?
Bye, Reap. Bye, Reap.
Did you get in my office?
What are you doing here? I would say...
Ignore the smell of sulfur. I'm sorry about that.
There. Okay. I'm a professional. No, I'm not. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, there you go. That is actually a very good gift, Giuseppe. So I would say for the time being, because the combat music seems to have disappeared anyway, I would say that is going to be that for now. So, questions, comments, and theories.
Mommy doesn't like having a rebellious teen.
Can Malfina hear Prisville being a complete bitch all the way from Stygia?
As I said in the player chat in Discord, I'm smelling some civil war over that tavern.
I'm just happy to be included.
Oh gosh, yes, I did actually have a.
I meant all they're talking about. I always meant all they're talking about me.
Oh yes, yeah. Everybody's fascinated by the lady Chemise, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
It's great to be the center of attention, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Now she knows how Jurnis felt.
And we can do that whenever you want. Don't worry about that.
I appreciate that, D. My apologies.
I want to apologize to the DM for being a bratty teen.
I want to apologize to the DM for being a massive bitch from 8 layers down.
It was very much in character.
It was very good, Jurnis. I really felt for Chemise. I mean, Jurnis. I really felt for Jurnis. It was weird because I called you Jurnis, so I had to call the character something else.
Yeah, fine.
I
can sense Dennis's frustration.
No, I mean, it wasn't my frustration. It was, trust me, it was definitely Malfina's, because she's like, okay, fine, yeah, you actually realise there's more than one child. Sure, okay, here's my secret plan. Does anyone have any theories as to the identity of the mysterious other daughter? It's Chemise. Nah.
No.
I was worried that's where you were gonna go, but I thought, no, they wouldn't do that.
John, it's time to be an only child.
That would be insane. What kind of lunatic would set something like that in motion?
I hate to make the assumption that's another infernal.
I'm afraid I can't allow you to interfere with my mother dearest's ascension.
At least now you know that Kay is still thinking of you as a good friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Kay's been a busy boy, which I've hinted at a couple of times, and
I'm going to roll below 5k just to make sure. Just in case.
Mother, I've met this wonderful boy. His name is Kay. You might know his mother.
She does. Which was something I was getting to, but again, time and everything.
Jurnis, who's been most everywhere.
So, lots of little scenes today, a little bit all over the place. And again, that's just the DM, never mind the locations. Icarus got laid.
I had no idea how this would have gone. Like, throughout the week, I was thinking, it could go horribly, it could go wonderfully, it could just be a great big mess. I had no idea. So, of all the potential outcomes, this was one of the better ones.
So, what did we think of the fact that Eliath was also a seraph of the Night Mother?
Pleasantly surprised!
You're telling me I could have had a threesome with an angel? Oh, fuck.
That would be interesting.
I mean, if you get over yourself, the offer's always open.
Get over myself.
Would not complain.
Friend-stealing bitch.
She is.
All I can say is terrified goblin noises.
Hey, Skullface had a chance to, try and flag down an employee or something. At least you've unlocked a new location on the fast travel map, shall we say? You know where the place is now. It's been demystified a little, and you know somebody who works there. Well, technically two, because you know Aang as well.
Skullface is probably never going to set foot there again unless looking for Aang.
Wait, Jurnis took slashing damage. Does that mean Graz has just sleepily looked over and suddenly Jurnis is now bleeding from a gash in her chest?
Probably.
Do you remember when dear Aang had a very bad night's sleep? Bad things can happen in your dreams.
This is some
which we'll get to next
Freddy Krueger
week.
bullshit.
I mean, let's be fair though, Jurnis. You more than anyone, you were born here.
Technically
Your
true.
blood's from Voarcel, but you were actually born here. So if something bad happens to you here, much like your mother, it's gonna stick.
If you roleplay in your dreams, you roleplay in real life.
So, and we learned a little bit about Lady. By the way, I had all of that. Both scenes with Tahu and Seedie were complete improv. I honestly didn't plan anything for Lady Gosling, but the reveal that she is she studies the arcane. She is very interested in the ancient history of Voarcel. And she may or may not have gifted some very interesting items to her two favourites. Her two only useful assassins.
Wow, what kind of August Sanctum is she running? And she only has 2 competence.
Oh, to clarify, you're the only 2 who are involved in this party. You 2 are involved in the situation. And she wants to make sure that you both are motivated to provide her with what she needs. Which she was... Again, the DM was a little bit... there was very little obfuscation in this session. The characters have been very clear with what they want. Power. Power and escape.
Yes. Seedie has a few problems with Gosling wanting power. Because something wrong in her head. Something's been ringing around her head for a little bit.
Yeah.
She wants that knowledge to be open, apparently. But she claims she'll be too powerful for anyone to stop her. But then, wouldn't everybody else be just as powerful if this information was available to everyone?
Well, depends how much information. But no, that is a 100% correct read on things, yeah.
Yeah. Seedie knows she's full of bullshit right now. And she kind of wants to tell the party without Tahu letting on.
Okay. Of course, at the moment, does Seedie even know that Tahu is... You would assume, I would say, that she's reporting to him.
Yeah, she was listening in.
Oh,
So,
yes, again.
She has no idea what how far Tahu's loyalties go. She can't risk.
It seems there will be some interesting Civil War shit going on soon. Well, any final comments before we wrap things up for the evening and let our lovely bird boy get some much-deserved rest?
Actually, the talk of the Civil War reminded me. I wanted to make it clear to people because there seemed to be a bit of confusion regarding our current status with allies. So the groups that we have coming down with us, unless certain events occur that destabilize these alliances, are the Holy Outreach, the Antiken, and the Veril. Regarding the plenum, that's up to Arcanus, who is doing her own thing in the background.
Yeah.
And if she does secure that support, that will throw everything off kilter anyway. So,
I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting to have a party with you all.
Yeah, we need to have a little. I think there needs to be a scene next session involving Arcanist and what she's been doing for the past day or so, and why nobody's heard from her.
Oh, yeah.
Going down the list,
She's been talking to me.
I want a mini Chemise session.
yes, I really do.
That would be great.
but why would you want that?
Just because I want to know what Chemise has been up to.
Okay, yeah, you know what? We're still live. Do you like to explain what is happening at this exact moment?
Okay, did you want me to describe the place?
Yes, please. Give us a picture.
Theater of the mind.
Yes.
Imagine a great open chamber looking up to a sky of dripping stone. On the ground stands Chemise Mill, looking across a distance of about 15 feet away from her. There is a circle on the ground directly in front of her with great protrusions around it, jagged points of amber that lead up to globes of amber. Stretching out like a path diagonally in either direction toward that are smaller circles. At the other end of the bigger circle, there is what looks almost like a coffin with frost billowing out of it. It's open. And Chemise is speaking to someone who isn't near her. She says, "Yes, you know I've seen this. Not the machines or not the place, but I'm who I am because I listened to the storytellers. I saw myself like this, becoming this. I saw it. You must have too. It can't be just my friend. You've seen me becoming this too. I know it. You wouldn't do this for just anyone. Even if I thought them, it had to be me. You know it has to be me. You've done the research. You must have seen it. You must know it's me. Nobody else would have come as far and gotten here. I am meant for this. You can tell, can't you?"
The other person, the camera, shall we say, in the state of mind, pulls to the side slightly, and you see Remkel von Thane, the gnome lich, looking at you closely. As he's regarding you, the various minions, servitors that you have seen around the ruin of this facility, they busy themselves repairing the Amber Throne. I will confess, you do fit the bill of something I was warned about.
Warned?
Well, warned is the wrong word.
Is it?
I was told to prepare for you.
Chemise nods and says, "You know, I'm gonna change. Everything's gonna change. Chemise Mill is dead. I am the Lady of Salt, and it's time for me to ascend."
And with that, I think that will be where we end things tonight. Yay!
Hey, blame Tahu. Tahu's the one who wanted it.
No. I thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciated that really much. Well, yeah. Again, it's like I had a couple of things planned. It's just the past few hours have been insane on our end, and a lot of stuff kind of got thrown out the window because of last minute things. So I want to thank every single one of y'all for pulling up with a very distracted DM tonight. So thank you all very, very much.
I think we should give Devillo some applause. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, let's wrap this up so Kubur can go to bed, because he is a tired boy.
Exactly. Going down the list, that's going to be a good night from Dog, who I'm sure is not destroying the ceiling. A good night from Tahu. A good night from the Lady of Salt.
Nothing to worry about, Icrius. It'll be fine.
A good night from Seedie.
Good night, everyone.
A good night from Aang.
Good night, everyone.
Nope, sorry. A good night from Jurnis.
It's been nice visiting you, new mother, but I'd like to go home now, please.
Yes, I want you to go too. Wake up. A good night from Sir.
Good night, everybody. And I'm going to immediately log off, but I just got to say, Dennis, I need to talk to you about this session later on. So that
110%, yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, Kubur.
Good night, Kubur.
Good night from Sephi.
Malfina's so boring, even her daughter can't wake up when she speaks.
Ooh. That's a canon line. That is a canon line. Okay.
But who is saying it?
Yeah.
Jay's mother.
Alright, fair enough.
I think that's a conversation we need to have off stream. But in the meantime, thank you all. Be safe, be well, and is it Thursday yet?
Yes. Bye.
Bye.